Most people spend their entire lives dreaming about one thing: not becoming a billionaire, not buying a private jet, just waking up one morning and realizing they never have to work for money again. Imagine checking your phone and seeing money arrive while you're sleeping, while you're on vacation, while you're spending time with family. Sounds incredible, right? But here's the problem. Most people have absolutely no idea how much passive income they actually need to quit their job. Some think they need millions. Others think a few $100s a month will do the trick. Both are usually wrong. And today, we're going to figure out the real number. Because once you know that number, financial freedom stops being a dream and starts becoming a plan. Let's dive in. The biggest mistake people make when thinking about passive income is focusing on income instead of expenses. Think about it. If you earn $10,000 per month, but spend $9,500, you're not financially free. But if you earn $4,000 per month and only spend $3,000, you're actually in a much stronger position. Financial freedom isn't about becoming rich. It's about covering your lifestyle without needing a paycheck. That's a huge difference. So before we talk about investments, dividends, ETFs, or passive income streams, we need to answer one simple question. How much does your life cost? Most people have no idea. They know what they earn, but not what they spend. And that's where everything begins. Let's imagine 3 different people. Person number 1 spends around $2,500 per month. Nothing extravagant. Modest housing, simple lifestyle, no luxury spending. Person number 2 spends around $5,000 per month. A comfortable middle-class lifestyle. Some travel, nice home, a few luxuries. Person number 3 spends $10,000 per month. Higher-end lifestyle. Luxury purchases, premium experiences. Now here's the interesting part. Each person needs a completely different passive income target. The person spending $2,500 only needs around $30,000 per year. The second person needs around $60,000. The third person needs around $120,000. Suddenly, financial freedom looks very different depending on how you live. But here's where things get really interesting. Let's talk about the famous 4% rule. If you've spent any time researching retirement or passive income, you've probably heard of it. The idea is simple. If your portfolio can safely provide around 4% of its value every year, your money could potentially last for decades. So if you need $40,000 per year, you need roughly $1 million invested. Need $80,000 per year? Around $2 million invested. Need $120,000 per year? About $3 million invested. And before you click away thinking that's impossible, there's something most people miss. You don't need that money today. You need it eventually. And that changes everything. Let's look at an example. Imagine someone invests $500 every month into a diversified ETF portfolio. Nothing fancy, just consistent investing. If that portfolio grows at an average long-term rate of around 8% annually, something incredible happens. The first few years feel slow, almost painfully slow. Then, compound growth begins to take over. 10 years later, the results start becoming noticeable. 20 years later, the portfolio begins doing more work than the investor. 30 years later, the numbers become life-changing. This is why wealthy people are obsessed with time. Not because they're patient, because they understand what time does to money. And here's the scary part. Every year you delay investing doesn't just cost 1 year. It can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in future growth. That's why waiting is often the most expensive financial decision you'll ever make. But let's be honest, most people aren't trying to retire at 65 anymore. Many want financial freedom much sooner. And that's where passive income becomes exciting. Because passive income doesn't have to come from one source. In fact, the most financially secure people rarely rely on a single income stream. Think about it. Imagine receiving $1,000 per month from dividend stocks, $1,500 from rental properties, $800 from an online business, $700 from digital products. That's already $4,000 per month. No single source is doing all the work. Together, they create freedom. This is why focusing on one giant passive income stream can be a mistake. Building several smaller streams is often easier and safer. But there's another truth nobody talks about. Passive income isn't passive in the beginning. That's the part social media conveniently leaves out. Every successful passive income stream usually starts with active effort. Investing requires discipline. Building a business requires work. Creating digital products requires time. Rental properties require management. The passive part comes later. People see the outcome. They rarely see the years of effort beforehand. And that's exactly why so many people quit too early. They expect passive income next month, instead of building it over the next decade. Now, here's a question. What would happen if your job disappeared tomorrow? Could your investments cover your bills? Could your passive income support your family? For most people, the answer is no. And that's not meant to scare you. It's meant to create awareness. Because awareness creates action. The goal isn't necessarily to quit your job tomorrow. The goal is to create options. When passive income covers 10% of your expenses, you have more options. When it covers 25%, you have even more. At 50%, life starts feeling very different. And once it reaches 100%, work becomes a choice, not a requirement. That's what financial freedom really means. Not yachts, not private islands, not sports cars. Choice. The ability to decide how you spend your time. That's what people are truly chasing. So, how much passive income do you need to quit your job? The answer isn't a number. It's your number. Your lifestyle. Your expenses. Your goals. Your vision of freedom. For some people, that's $2,500 per month. For others, it's $5,000. For others, it's $10,000 or more. But most people think being broke is caused by a low income. But what if I told you there are people earning six figures who are still living paycheck to paycheck? And at the same time, there are people with average incomes quietly building wealth year after year. So what's the difference? It's not luck. It's not intelligence. And it's definitely not some secret investment only rich people know about. The truth is, most financial struggles come from habits. Small decisions repeated every day. And today, we're breaking down 7 money habits that keep people broke, often without them even realizing it. Pay close attention to habit number 6. It's one of the biggest wealth killers in modern history. Let's get into it. Habit number 1, spending more every time you earn. Habit number 2, never investing. Many people spend years trying to save money. And saving is important, but saving alone won't make you wealthy. Why? Because inflation quietly steals purchasing power every year. Money sitting in a bank account slowly loses value. That's why investing matters. Whether it's ETFs, index funds, stocks, or other long-term assets, your money needs a chance to grow. Think about it this way. Imagine 2 people. One saves $500 every month. The other invests $500 every month. Fast forward 20 years, the difference can be life-changing. Not because one worked harder, but because one allowed compound growth to do the heavy lifting. And speaking of compound growth, the next habit destroys it completely. Habit number 3, waiting for the perfect time. People spend years saying, I'll start investing when the market crashes. I'll start when the economy improves. I'll start when I have more money. The problem? The perfect time? It looks boring. Investments, assets, retirement accounts, business ownership. The irony? People who look wealthy often aren't. And people who are wealthy often don't look it. The moment you stop trying to impress strangers, your finances become much easier. Now, here's where things get interesting, because the next habit isn't about spending. It's about thinking. Habit number 5, believing wealth is only for other people. This one is psychological, and it's powerful. Many people unconsciously believe wealth is reserved for someone else. The lucky, the talented, the privileged, the genius investor. So they never seriously try. They assume success isn't available to them, and that belief shapes every decision they make. Meanwhile, someone with average intelligence but strong financial habits quietly builds wealth over decades. Wealth creation isn't magic. It's usually consistency. And consistency starts with belief. If you don't think financial freedom is possible, you'll never take the actions required to achieve it. Now, let's talk about one of the most dangerous habits of all. Habit number 6, living without a financial plan. Imagine boarding a plane. The pilot announces, "We don't have a destination today. We'll just fly around and see what happens." Sounds ridiculous, right? Yet millions of people handle money exactly this way. No investing goals, no retirement target, no savings plan, no wealth strategy, just hoping everything works out. Hope is not a financial plan. The people who achieve financial freedom usually know where they're going. They have targets, milestones, systems. Without a plan, every financial decision becomes reactive, and reactive decisions often lead to poor outcomes. Which brings us to the final habit, and this one might surprise you. Habit number 7, surrounding yourself with the wrong money influences. Your environment matters a lot. If everyone around you spends everything they earn, that behavior starts to feel normal. If nobody talks about investing, you'll probably delay investing too. If everyone complains about money but never learns about it, guess what happens? You adopt similar patterns. Successful people don't just manage money differently, they often think differently. That's why books, podcasts, finance channels, and educational content can be so powerful. Sometimes changing your financial future starts by changing the information you consume. The people around you influence what you believe is possible. Choose those influences carefully. Now, let's bring everything together. Most people don't stay broke because they're lazy. They stay broke because of habits. Habits that feel harmless today, but become incredibly expensive over time. Spending every raise, avoiding investing, waiting for perfect conditions, chasing status, limiting beliefs, no financial plan, poor influences. Individually, they seem small. Together, they can cost hundreds of thousands or even millions over a lifetime. The good news? Habits can change. And changing just one of these habits could completely alter your financial future. You don't need to become a financial expert overnight. You don't need to earn a massive salary. You don't need to find the next hot stock. You simply need to start making slightly better decisions today than you did yesterday. Because wealth isn't built in a single moment. It's built through thousands of small decisions, repeated consistently over time. And the people who become financially free aren't necessarily smarter than everyone else. They just develop habits that work for them instead of against them. The question is, which habit are you going to change first?